Hello guys, welcome back to Mass Effect. Now, we're on the codex yet, and we're currently on the secondary parts of the codex. Starting with personal history summary. Shepard's profile is you were born on Earth, but you never knew your parents. A child of the streets, you learn to live by your wits and guts, surviving in the hidden underbelly of the megatropolises of humanity's homeworld. Eager to find a better life, you joined the Alliance military when you came of age. You were assigned to the campaign to rid the Skillian Verge of Batarian slavers and other criminal elements. The final battle came when the Alliance forces laid siege to Torfin, a slaver base built miles below the surface of a desolate moon. The superiority of the human fleet was wasted in the assault on the underground bunker, but you led a corps of elite ground troops into the heart of the enemy base. Nearly 3/4 of your own squad perished in the vicious close quarters fighting, a cost you were willing to pay to make sure not a single slaver made it out of Torfin alive. Okay, now Shepard has that specific profile because, well, let's start at the beginning. He was born on Earth, as it says in there, surviving the megatropolises of humanity's homeworld, which would be Earth. And it doesn't mention the parents because as an Earth-born character, you don't have any. Goes on to talk about you joining the military, or Shepard joining the military, I guess would be better wording. The Skillian Verge incident. And the other part of his history that we chose was ruthless, which is exactly what the bottom paragraph is about. About the 3/4 of your squad perishing. That was from him being ruthless. Okay, so now we're on to the Citadel and the Galactic Government. Citadel Conventions. These diplomatic talks occurred in the wake of the Krogan rebellions, as a response to the destruction of the conflict and an attempt to distance the Council from the brutal Krogan warfare. The conventions regulate the use of weapons of mass destruction. A WMD causes environmental alteration to a world. A bomb that produces a large crater is not considered a WMD. A bomb that causes a nuclear winter is. Use of WMD is forbidden on garden worlds like Earth, with ecospheres that can readily support a population. If a habitable world is destroyed, it will not be replaced for millions of years. The conventions do not forbid the use of WMD on hostile worlds or in sealed space station environments. Many militaries continue to develop and maintain stockpiles. The conventions graded weapons of mass destruction into tiers of concern. Tier 1 is the greatest threat to galactic peace. Tier 1, large kinetic impactors such as asteroid drops or deorbiting space stations. Effectively free and available in any system in the form of debris left over from planetary accretion. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Kinetic impactors are the weapon of choice for terrorists and third galaxy nations. Tier 2, uncontrolled self-replicating weapons such as nanotechnology, viral or bacteriological organisms, von Neumann devices, and destructive computer viruses. These weapons can lie dormant for millennia, waiting for a careless visitor to carry them on to another world. Tier 3, large energy burst weapons such as nuclear or antimatter warheads. And last but not least, Tier 4, alien species deliberately introduced to crowd out native forms necessary for the health of an ecosystem. Ecological tampering can take years to bear fruit, making it difficult to prove. Okay. Citadel Station, Citadel Security Services, or CSEC. Citadel Security is a volunteer police service answering to the Citadel Council. The 200,000 constables of CSEC are responsible for maintaining public order in the densely populated Citadel. They also provide pirate suppression, customs enforcement, and search and rescue throughout the Citadel cluster. CSEC has 6 divisions. Enforcement, uniformed officers who patrol the Citadel and respond to emergencies. Investigation, detectives who puzzle out the truth behind crimes and bring perpetrators to justice. Customs, screens the thousands of passengers and cargo containers that pass through the Citadel's ports every day. Network deals with cybercrimes like identity and copyright theft, hacking and viral attacks, and illegal artificial intelligence. Special Response deals with hostage situations, bombs, and heavily armed criminals. In the unlikely event that attackers board the Citadel, they are also the front line of defense, armed with military-grade weapons. Patrol. Naval arm with ships stationed throughout the Citadel cluster. Unlike the other divisions, they are rarely seen at the Citadel, nor do they stay in one place for long. Joining CSEC is prestigious. Applications must be sponsored by a Citadel counselor or the ambassador of an associate council race. Generally, applicants have many years of distinguished service in the military or police forces of their nation. But an inexperienced applicant with demonstrable talent will be fairly considered. CSEC and the Spectres are often at odds. Many CSEC members, notably current executor Venari Palin, I have no idea if I pronounced that right, believe that allowing Spectres to be above the law is a dangerous practice. The actions of Saren Arturius lend credence to this position. The Spectres, in turn, are aggravated when CSEC's dedication to procedure and due process hampers their investigations. Citadel Station Presidium Ring. The ring is an enclosed loop of park-like space serving as the connection point for the wards. The interior walls are lined with the emphasis of influential species and private residences for the galaxy's elite. The Presidium is full of open-air restaurants, bars, and luxurious meeting areas. Gravity is about 1/3 Earth normal. A holographic sky is projected over the ceiling of the ring. Unlike the 24/7 bustle of the wards, the Presidium maintains a 20-hour day schedule with a 6-hour night where lights are dimmed and the sky goes through a night cycle. Offices and residences are often open to the interior. It is not unusual for embassies to have an exterior wall at all. This does not cause a crime problem due to the heavy CSEC presence and I don't know how to pronounce that word. Monitoring devices on the Presidium. Thieves are quickly identified and apprehended. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that word that starts with a U. Oh well. The ring is the location of the Citadel's spaceports. Being closer to the center of spin, there is less motion for a ship to match, and the reduced spin gravity makes handling cargo easier. Hundreds of ships pass through the Citadel every day, and every species with an embassy is granted a private deck, or dock. The tower at the center of the ring holds the administration of the Citadel Council. The tower rises over 1 kilometer from the ring, appearing to thrust forward parallel to the ward arms. As the tower is at the center of the spin axis, it experiences little centrifugal force. Gravity is maintained using mass effect fields at a 90-degree angle to the ring and wards. A counselor dock can be found at the base of the tower. While normally used for diplomatic couriers and Spectre business, the shuttles docked here can evacuate the council government in an emergency. So for an example, if the Citadel were to get attacked and they were to break through, there's at least one or two ships probably on standby to take the counselors away from the Citadel to try and keep the political side of the galaxy out of harm's way. Citadel Station statistics. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating Element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the station is generated by the centrifugal force of rotation. Rotation is 3.5 minutes per revolution. Rotational gravity in wards 1.02 Earth rotational gravity in Presidium, 0.3 Earth. Total length when open, 44.7 kilometers. Diameter when open, 12.8 kilometers. Ward length, 43.6 kilometers. Ward width, 330 meters. Presidium ring diameter, 7.2 kilometers. Presidium ring width, 553 meters. Exterior armor thickness, 13 meters. Population, 13.2 million, not including keepers. Gross weight, 7.11 billion metric tons. Height of the Presidium Tower, 1,047 meters. Too many numbers, if you ask me. Treaty of Ferrixon. Due to the destructive potential of dreadnoughts, the Council races agreed at the Ferrixon Naval Conference to fix a ratio of dreadnought construction between themselves. At the top of the pyramid is the peacekeeping Turian fleet. Below the Turians are the other council races, currently the Asari and Solarians. Council associate races are at the bottom. The Human Systems Alliance is part of the last group. The ratio of Turian to Council to Associate dreadnoughts is 5 to 3 to 1. For every dreadnought humans are permitted to build, the Asari have 3 and the Turians have 5. Humanity and the Systems Alliance. Systems Alliance. Military jargon. Ashore. When a ship's crew leaves the vessel, they are ashore. Though normally used regarding planets, it can refer to boarding a space station. Away. When a ship releases the equipment tethering it to the to a space station or surface dock, it is away. Aye aye, the proper way to acknowledge an order if told to attack the correct response is aye aye sir. If asked, are you proud to be a Marine, the correct response is yes sir. ASAP. Pronounced ASAP, an acronym of as soon as possible. Also, some people just say ASAP, but you know, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this. It's either belay or belay, stop or cease. Bridge, the navigation center of a spacecraft where the steering is done. Captain's mast, non-judicial disciplinary proceedings by unit commanders. CIC, Combat Information Center, the command center of a spacecraft. The CIC is filled with sensor displays to make sense out of the chaos of combat. DC, Damage Control, the containment and repair of damage to a spacecraft. ECM, Electronic Countermeasures, used to avoid enemy sensors from passive emissions, masking to activate jamming. EVA, Extravehicular Activity, time is spent in a pressure suit outside of a vehicle, spacecraft, or station. Flank. The flank is the side of a military formation since the soldiers are facing elsewhere. An enemy that can attack on the flank can often turn it or roll it up. FNG, freaking new guy or guys, a derisive term for inexperienced personnel. Groundside, the surface of a planet. Helmsman, the crew member who pilots a spacecraft. Ladder, light amplified detection and ranging. An entire sensor that bounces lasers off an object or to determine its bearing and distance. Ladder has sufficient resolution that the data can be reconstructed into an image. Shore party, spacecraft crew sent ashore on official business. Silent running, an old submarines term used aboard the Normandy to denote when stealth systems are active. That's true, but I believe in the game they say running silent, so you know. SITREP, abbreviation for Situation Report, an evaluation of the current military situation. Spacer, someone who has spent most of their life in space. XO, executive officer, the second in command of an Alliance warship. The XO is responsible for administrative and personal matters. Not personal, personnel matters. Systems Alliance N7. The Alliance Military Vocational Code System classifies the career path of all serving personnel. The MVC consists of one letter and one number. A soldier's MVC indicates proficiency, not rank. The letter notes career path, the number indicates level of experience, as indicated by service record. Technological scores and commendations. All 26 letters are used and numbers run from 1 to 7. N is the letter code for Special Forces personnel. So, N7 would be, I would assume, have to be Special Forces, and 7 I would assume is as experienced as it gets. So someone who has the rank of N7 would be a Special Forces agent who is very experienced. I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's 1 is the least experienced, 7 would be most experienced. However, it doesn't actually say that. Timeline 2069. Armstrong Outpost at Shackleton Crater becomes the first human settlement on Luna. It is formally founded on July 24th, the 100th anniversary of the first lunar landing. Huh. I did not know that. I did not know that the first landing was on July 24th at all. 2103. Lowell City in Eos Chasma becomes the first human settlement on Mars. 2137. Aldefell Ashland Energy Corporation demonstrates helium-3 fuel extraction from the atmosphere of Saturn. 2142. Construction of Gagarin Station, or Jump Zero, begins beyond the orbit of Pluto. 2148. Prospectors discover the Prothean ruins at Promethae Planum on Mars. 2149. Translation of Prothean data leads humans to the Sharon mass relay. Systems Alliance founded to coordinate exploration and colonization of extrasolar worlds. 2151. A shipping accident at Singapore International Spaceport exposes downwind communities to containers of dust form element 0. Alliance begins construction of Arcturus Station. 2152. Roughly 30% of the children born in Singapore after element 0 exposure suffer from cancerous growths. Systems Alliance begins settlement of Earth's first extrasolar colony world, the planet Demeter. 2154. Commander Shepard is born. 2155. Systems Alliance occupies completed portions of Citadel Station as a headquarters. 2156. Some children of Singapore exhibit minor telekinetic abilities. 2157. Turians encounter human explorers. First Contact War. Occupation and liberation of the human colony of Shanxi. 2158. Humans learn potential of biotics. An international effort to track element zero exposures begins. Roughly 10% of exposed children show some level of biotic ability. 2160. Systems Alliance Parliament formed. 2165. Humans establish embassy on the Citadel. 2170. Batarian slavers attack the Alliance colony of Mindwar. 2176. Skillian Blitz. Pirates and slavers attacked Elysium, the human capital in the Skillian Verge. 2177. Thresher Maws devour the Alliance colony of Akuz. 2178. In retaliation for the Skillian Blitz, an Alliance fleet wipes out an army of slavers on the moon of Torfin. And the current year is 2183. Ships and vehicles. Starships. Sensors. Light lag prevents sensing in real time at great distances. A ship firing its thrusters at the Sharon relay can be easily detected from Earth, 5.75 light hours or 6 billion kilometers away. But Earth will only see the event 5 hours and 45 minutes after it occurs. Due to the light speed limit, defenders can't see enemies coming until they have already arrived. Because there is FTL travel and communications, but no FTL sensors, frigates are crucial for scouting and picket duties. Passive sensors are used for long-range detection, while active sensors obtain short-range, high-quality targeting data. Passive sensors include visual, thermographic, and radio detectors that watch and listen for objects in space. A powered ship emits a great deal of energy. The heat of the life support systems, the radiation given off by power plants and electrical equipment, the exhaust of the thrusters. Starships stand out plainly against the near absolute zero background of space. Passive sensors can be used during FTL travel, but incoming data is significantly distorted by the effects of the envelope and Doppler shift. Active sensors are radars and high-resolution ladders, laser detection and ranging, that emit a ping of energy and listen for return signals. Ladders have a narrower field of view than radar, but ladder resolution allows images of detected objects to be assembled. Active sensors are useless when a ship is moving at FTL speeds. Technology. Biotics, biotic amps. Biotics manipulate mass effect fields using dozens of element zero nodules within their nervous systems that react to electric stimuli from the brain. Amplifiers allow biotics to synchronize the nodules so they can form fields large and strong enough for practical use. Amplifiers can improve a specific discipline or talent. An implant is surgically embedded. An implant is a surgically embedded interface port into which amps are plugged in. On humans, the implant is usually placed at the base of the skull for convenient access, though the user must be careful to keep it free of contaminants. Implant ports can fit a variety of amps, and there is a growing market for modifications and add-ons. The finest quality implants and amps are manufactured by Asari artisans, but the Alliance's L3 implants, first deployed in 2170, are a significant step forward. Communications. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay convoys that can daisy chain a transmission via lasers. Convoys are maintained in patterns built outward from each mass relay. The buoys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual buoy is connected to a partner on another buoy in the network, forming a corridor of low mass space. Tight beam communications lasers are piped through these tubes of FTL space, allowing virtually instantaneous communication to anywhere on the network. The networks connect across regions by communications lasers through the mass relays. With this system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source or destination and the closest buoy. So long as all parties remain within half a light second or 150,000 kilometers of buoys, seamless real-time communications are possible. Since buoys are maintained in all traveled areas, most enjoy unlimited instant communication. Ships only suffer communications lag when operating off established deep space routes. When uninhabited, outer system gas giants and other unsettled areas. During wartime, convoy networks are the first target of attack. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out of a contested system. In systems where a buoy network has not yet been built or has been destroyed, rapid communication means ferrying information through high-speed courier ships and unmanned data drones. Weapons and equipment. Upgrades. The development of practical manufacturing Omni tools allows modern militaries a great deal of flexibility in equipment loadouts. A vast number of field modification kits or upgrades of are available for common equipment such as weapons, armor, Omni tools, biotic amps, and even grenades. An upgrade kit typically consists of less than a dozen unique parts and an optical storage disk. When loaded into an Omni tool, the OSD provides all technical specifications required to manufacture the tools and additional parts necessary to install the upgrade onto another piece of equipment. Assembly is typically modular, and installation can be completed in less than a minute. Since Omni tools are designed to use common battlefield salvage, materials such as plastics, ceramics, and light metals rendered into semi-molten Omni-gel for quick use, it is quite possible for a trained soldier carrying upgrade kits to customize gear on the battlefield to fit the current tactical situation. And there we go. That's everything in the codex. Or at least in the secondary part. We already did the primary. So, yeah, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. You could subscribe if you feel so inclined to. If you subscribe, go ahead and hit the bell so you can stay notified of new videos. If this is your first video, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. I don't have very many, but they're there for you to watch. What else? If you know anyone who's interested in Mass Effect, go ahead and share this with them. Maybe they would be willing to watch it. I don't know when my next video will come. The school is back in session, so I'm working as a part-time cleaner at the school I went to. Also, my sister just went to Arizona. So, today she went to Arizona, so yeah, I'm not entirely certain when I'll have free time again to make another video, but the next video that does come, unless it's simply an update video, because I've done one of them before, will be probably over my next break from work, but I don't know when that is yet. I haven't looked at a calendar to be able to tell you guys. Anyhow, I'll see you guys in the next one.